we'll revisit that list and those kids will be doing great. But next topic. So now this is a topic where, we've done the comedic section, we've done the top five. The biggest thing now for me is like when we start getting into a trending topic in basketball, this one like is pervasive throughout every year when you start talking about hoops. And that is the disrespect of non-division one levels. So when we have friends in these spaces, we have friends who coach at these different levels. Um, why do you think that there is such a, I don't know, I don't really know. I guess I would say disrespect. Like, why is it that there isn't enough respect given to Division two schools, Division three schools, NAIA schools, junior colleges? Um, because playing at those levels is really freaking hard. Like, why, where does the disrespect come from, in your opinion?
To me, I think it's people just don't understand it because they're not in it. I really do believe that that's kind of the big point. You're not in the practices, you're not in the games. You see basketball as basketball, and anybody can watch basketball and see things that they themselves can do on the court and feel that it's at the end of the day it's just basketball. I can hit open shots. That's why you see the absurdity of people every year saying, "Could they play in the NBA? Could you hit a shot in the NBA?" All
Right.
these things, what have you,
Sure.
and it's like it's just a different game. It's not high school. It's a different animal. I put a list of several guys down here: Tyler Dearman, Julius Birch, Adam Brazel, Josh McClary, just to name a few. These are all D3, ODAC players who were overlooked in high school, and they just worked. And I don't think that there's a single player, outside maybe a handful in North Carolina, that could play these guys and not get absolutely dismantled because of their complete control of the game, what the size and strength that they've added over college, their understanding of the game is
Right.
just so advanced at this point. Um, and it would just be unfair. I think this is, again, this is almost similar to the Montverde playing Division I basketball argument, where it's like you can't, a high school team couldn't go play Guilford College or Hampton Sydney or whomever. I mean, you could say several different teams, but they couldn't go out and play them right now, and it wouldn't be as easy as these people think it would be. And that's another thing about the issue with levels is the stigma of, well, they're Division II or Division III. There are several teams, abundance actually, several dozen teams in each of these levels that could beat Division I schools.
Hmm.
I mean, there are the
Happens every year.
yeah, the label of D1 is really just overrated for headlines. There, because as I said, every year we see it. There's more talent at the top of Division II than at the bottom of Division I. There's more talent at the top of Division III than there is at the bottom of Division II. So, and JUCO produces an abundance of talent every year that gets overlooked for a variety of reasons. Some may have to do with basketball, others probably not, but we see it every year.
I always like getting into the arguments. This is not necessarily directly connected to this with kids. And I remember just, I won't name names, but I've gotten in arguments with kids in the past, and I'll say, like, their perspective is just so idiotic. Like, who's the worst player in the NBA? And it's like all rooted in emotion. So they'll be like, oh, Russell Westbrook. And I'd be like, guys, Russell Westbrook would enter our gym. He would lace up his shoes. He would warm up for 10 seconds, and then he would proceed to win every single pickup game that he wanted to win by an unbelievably impressive amount. Like, you're not saying things that are logical, again, because to your point, you're not in it. Like, you
Right.
haven't seen enough of it to have a great enough appreciation for it. I love the quote from Brian Scalabrine: I'm closer to LeBron than you are to me.
It's real.
Like, how real is that? And to your point, I think that what I love in the TBT tournament is seeing the Division three guys go at it
Yeah.
and really win those games. Those are some of the most impressive things. But you named a couple names. I mean, I'll name one, Toby Harris.
Yeah. Love
Like,
Toby.
this is a kid that should have been a Division one player, was a surefire assassin, 6'7", shoots the crap out of the ball, will dunk on you in a second. And then when he gets to college, all he does is add weight. I mean, he's probably 6'7", 210 now, or at least 200 pounds.
Yeah.
and now he's playing at Iona, correct?
Correct.
So, I mean, like, it's not a matter of that. I think that sometimes part of the reason I wanted to have this conversation is just the stigma of, well, is it D1 or anything? And I think that what kids have to realize is that there is tremendously good basketball at all levels of basketball, specifically in college. There is great junior college basketball. There is great NAIA basketball. And I think the more important thing is to, like you've said, do your research and go find out more about the schools before you just disregard it as if it's not a big deal. That would be my biggest advice from this segment. But what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, totally agree. I think Toby's situation kind of had more to do with COVID and the weird recruitment.
Sure, sure,
And
sure,
again,
sure.
coaches were watching him in front of them and still not understanding what they were watching. So, but yeah, I agree with you. I think it's just something that you kind of need to understand. You don't watch Hampton Sydney on ESPN like you watch Duke and Carolina.
Right,
So
right. Good
I
point.
remember a couple of years ago talking to a referee who told me about her nephew who was a Division I kid, and I knew who the kid was, and I said he wasn't, and she was like, "Oh, well, I'm not talking about like Duke or Carolina. I'm talking just like even like lower." I was like, "Oh, for sure, still not good
Right,
player, but no." And that really, she still reminds me of that moment, and will tell me about that time, and talk about how now she kind of gets it a little bit
right.
more. So
I mean, I think that more, I would love for kids and teams to go and watch Division III games more closely. We've done that as teams that I've had in the past. At Henderson Collegiate, we went to games at NC Wesleyan, like coached by John Thompson when Nigel Thomas was the assistant coach there. And you're looking at these guys like, no, dude, these guys are for real. Chris Sauce was on that team, by the way, which is pretty funny to think about.
yeah,
Um, but I think that, I'd like to see a greater level of appreciation for it. I'd especially like to see it not only for the Division III teams, but how about the ridiculously talented Division II teams we have in this state? Like
yeah,
outside of our guys at Pembroke, like Winston-Salem State, like elite. Lenore Ryan, elite. Like Mount Olive getting better. Like really in a
Catawba,
position. Yeah, man. Like what are we talking about? Like it's not like, some of the best players in the state who were so widely regarded and so a part of the hype train go to these places and really struggle. You would agree with that. That is true.
yeah. You watch it every year. You watch these guys go to a level that they probably should be able to succeed at, and then the actual the actual regimen, the actual basketball, the toughness required. Some of these kids just can't cut it. They just can't pan out, and then you see them have to transfer, figure it
Right.
out.
Man, have more respect for these levels, man. I'm just telling you guys, like go do your research, go watch a game, go be in a practice. Like if you want to get recruited by these teams so bad, go play them in pickup. The coach will allow those things to happen. Just get your physical, get your stuff in. Like if you're the real deal, go do it. I mean, I just think I wish that there was a greater level of appreciation for that, but we're in a very unique state where we have so many different schools at the different levels. We get to see it firsthand. But shout out to those guys, man. You guys keep doing the hard work if you're the guys in college who are trying to gain that respect because people who know basketball see it.
Yeah,
And whether or not it is ever meant to be seen, because this narrative has been true since back when I was in high school. I don't know that the narrative itself will ever go away. It's just time to put some respect on the name of non-Division I schools. So hopefully that takes place.